and that's leading me to my other thing is that the WWE insults their talent and their fans, like the creative and the management. You know, they are responsible for these weird decisions for their talent and also insulting the fans' intelligence. So first of all, though, the WWE has world-class talent.
Yeah.
World-class. I mean, some of the, if not the best wrestlers in the business. So, and also, what we have to know about this one is that creative and management decisions, they all flow through one person, Vince McMahon. He's responsible for it all. And so the WWE has turned their on-screen product into a joke by consistently portraying most of their wrestlers as downright idiots. Unless you're like Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, yeah, you've been portrayed as a stupid idiot in the WWE. And it's not the wrestler's fault because, again, they're given scripts. They're told what to do. They're probably told when to take a dump. You know, it's not their fault. This is nothing against the wrestlers. In the mind of Vince McMahon, these wrestlers are just toys. And this Vince McMahon guy has the humor of a 7th grader, man.
What if like one day like his journal is released and it reveals that all of professional wrestling, all the WWE was literally just the mind of a demented old man who literally thought he was playing with like toys.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the current Vince McMahon right now. I wish the guy would just retire, man, and just enjoy your life, bro. Like, you've done enough, brother. You've done enough already, man. You've done so much.
You have exploited enough.
And so one of my biggest gripes about the WWE is that it's impossible to suspend your disbelief while watching most of the product. Like, for example, Matt Riddle had computer-generated birds flying out of his ass.
What?
Come on. I know you got to see that clip. But seriously, on Raw and some pay-per-views, dude, like literally, they got birds flying out of his asshole. Computer generated. It's like, what is going on here? And this Matt Riddle dude too. It's like he'll be in the like. He's entertaining because he's like one of these like bro dudes, and I don't mean that in a negative sense. I just mean that like he's entertaining. So he'll be in the back,
yeah,
and he'll just be saying some weird random shit. Like like sometimes the one time on Raw he forgot his line. He forgot his line on live TV, and he just had this weird look on his face, like.
Is he that wrestler who always looks like he's like high off his ass?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he's a legit badass too. I mean, he was in UFC, but I think he got in some beef with UFC's the head of UFC, Dana White, because of marijuana.
What was his name again?
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. I'm trying to remember where else I've heard this dude's name. I know who you're talking about, but there's something bad about him that I remember reading that really.
You're talking about it. Yeah.
So he was accused of sexual assault back in 2020. Ugh.
Dang, man. Yeah. So yeah, that was a huge reckoning in the pro wrestling world. I think about a couple years ago. Just that level of, I guess, of exploitation, maybe. Yeah. I'm watching a video now of Riddle with birds flying out of his feet.
That's very intelligent. Like,
because what he does, he wears these flip flops to the ring, right? These not flip flops, but more like sliders. And he jumps in the air and throws them off, and birds fly out of his feet and his butt. It looks like they're flying out of his butt though, and his penis.
Okay, very intelligent humor. It's very highbrow. I'm saying as somebody who actually, unironically, really loves Maki Ito from AEW.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you would also like, I guess, when the WWE threw off two of its wrestlers off of their corporate building, Titan Tower.
What the fuck?
Off the roof of their...
Excuse me? That sounds like an OSHA violation, mister.
Bro, check this out, man. There's the Money in the Bank, I think, 2020, right? Mm-hmm. The objective of this match, and it was a cinematic match, which meant it wasn't really a match held in a ring, but it was more like a match where there's cameras set up everywhere and wrestlers are scrambling to get to the top of, I think, Titan Tower, the big corporate building of WWE. And on the tower is a ladder, and on top of that ladder is a briefcase for an automatic title shot. And all these wrestlers, both men and women, because they have a men's match and a women's match, quote unquote match, they're all trying to get to that top of that roof so they can grab that briefcase. Well, in this match, two of these wrestlers, I think two, fall off of the ladder off of the building.
Oh, off of Titan Tower, huh?
Oh god, yeah, bro, you gotta see this. Hold on.
Oh, Jesus.
So go to YouTube, everybody. If you're like, what the hell? Money in the Bank, 2020, ladder match. I believe Rey Mysterio fell off. If I'm the Rey Mysterio, right? What the hell?
Let's. Okay, there's the full match. No, that's from 2015. That's not it.
I think this is it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think I'm at this one. Hold on. Let me see if they fall off the roof. So we're watching right now, and we're watching a highlight video, and oh yeah, I think Baron Corbin, who I like Baron Corbin. He's a badass too. He throws Rey Mysterio off. Hold on, let me see that part. Jesus. Yep, threw him off the roof. He threw Aleister Black off the roof.
What? Show me that shit.
Oh, I'm gonna pass that to you. Hey, pass that shit over here, pal.
Let me take a hit.
Yeah, so I linked the video to you. It's gonna be at the 407 mark. So go to like the 404 mark. He's gonna throw Rey Mysterio off. This is supposedly at the top of the Titan Tower, like of the corporate building.
What if, they were actually recording this match and then like one of the things fell off that was meant to actually be there and they just fell to their actual deaths?
I mean, I'm not laughing at that, but like, holy crap, dude! Like, how was that even safe? Like, first of all, if this really was at the top, how was that safe?
Like, I know you're talking about immersion here, and this is very unimmersive. It really doesn't even try to really maintain this illusion that wrestling is supposed to bring. Like,
yes.
I feel like wrestling is either good when it's deliberately stupid funny, Like, when I see, like, Maki Ito pull some shit, like, I know I'm in for a good time because it's fun and ridiculous and goofy as fuck, right? And it's very... It doesn't try to present itself as, like, super serious, which I love. Or, you have something that's at least immersive that can kind of, put me in some realm of disbelief. Or the illusion of, disbelief. So, and that does not do it for me. It just, obviously... Like, under zero circumstances, like, even when you see extremely violent shit in wrestling, right? When someone is getting their face, like, scraped with a 2x4 with nails in it and shit like that.
Yeah, I hate that. That's not my style at all.
No. But at the same time, you can kind of make it look believable. Because, or, when you have, like, a wrestling match with, like, tacks and shit, right? The thumbtacks. Like, that, even if they're, like, very small, they're not really going to hurt you. They still fucking look like they're going to hurt, Oh,
I mean, well, tacks hurt. I mean...
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah. But even if you had, like, the smallest thing possible that actually didn't hurt for whatever reason, it would still look like it would fucking hurt. The illusion of the
Well, that's
danger.
the point.
Yeah.
The whole point of professional wrestling, well, it's money, of course, make money.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole point is to not get hurt, but make it look like it. So when I see these, I'm not full disclosure, I'm not a fan of the hardcore wrestling. For example,
neither am I.
I love Kurt Angle's wrestling. I love current guy, Chad Gable. I love watching him twist people into pretzels.
Mm-hmm.
I love FTR. I love I said some Finn Balor's like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
These guys, I mean, they can wrestle, and I mean, they can twist you and tie you up into pretzel. That's the kind of stuff I like. And if also with these guys as well, if things really get crazy in that ring, they can also protect themselves and turn it into a real fight if they have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chad Gable is an Olympian wrestler, like amateur wrestler, an Olympian. Like he will stretch you 6 ways from Sunday, yo.
That man can fight.
Yeah. And when I see stupid stuff like throwing somebody off a roof, I'm like, well, did I just watch somebody die?
Like it's as if they brought in, like guns, right? And then, they fire. They didn't even put like a blank in it. It's completely empty of anything. And they just like, as soon as a wrestler pulls it, like the audio from the stadium or whatever plays it. Plays a gunshot, and then the other one drops dead, and there's like red goop coming out of him.
Don't give them any ideas.
Shit, WWE should be paying me for ideas. Hell yeah.
These fucking writers.
Have you considered fighting with actual lightsabers? You can do something, I'm sure.
Oh, another thing I talk about in this piece too is the so-called developmental brand NXT 2.0 and how it's completely unwatchable. So basically my argument in this section, the WWE insults their talent and their fans. What I mean by that is they will give their wrestlers these horrible gimmicks, these horrible career, if not killing or career ending, these horrible career setback gimmicks. Like, for example, they take a badass like FTR, the tag team, and want them to dress up like ninjas. Like, it looks more, well, the pictures that I saw looked more like, they looked more like pajamas, like Aladdin.
Oh,
that's just my interpretation.
What are they gonna fucking do next? Like, make FTR and his tag teammate like, okay, and it's like Vince pulls him into the office. Is like, guess what? We're going a different direction here. He's all steroided up and he's like really sure of himself this time. You're gonna be child molesters. That's your new character.
Oh God.
You're gonna be pedophiles and you're gonna be open. You're gonna be maps. And then
holy crap, dude, you're getting dark.
Well, imagine them doing that though. Like, given the shit that WWE has done to its talent, like making them do such fucked up things. Like, yeah. I know, Grant, and I'm talking hyperbole here, but is that something that's not far? It's not that far from something the WWE would do.
Well, actually, I got some evidence for that as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If you look at the Raw's 24, Monday Night Raw, their Monday night program, if you look at Raw's 24/7 title division, it's a comedy sketch, bro. Like, for example, this is just one example. You got a badass like Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
Who's an intense Japanese badass wrestler that I wouldn't want to fight in the back alley. Even though he's short, he's still a great wrestler. They have him literally dressed as a ninja in several 24/7 title division skits.
No.
Literally. Hold on. Let's go back to the YouTube machine. Folks out there, come on, man. Akira Tozawa Ninja, or, yeah, there you go.
Okay, show me that. But also, remember, I will have you all remember...
Prime time.
Not just prime time, but remember...
Crime time. Remember that?
I remember crime time, too. But also remember Latino Heat.
Yeah, light cheating still?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Eddie Guerrero, the not one bad thing to say about, may he rest in peace, one of the best wrestlers of the history of the sport.
Tonight, Monday Night Raw.
And if people don't know what we're talking about with Crime Time, you had two black wrestlers dressing up as stereotypical
Oh god, these outfits.
criminals, I guess.
Yeah, it was like the whole thug shit.
Yeah. So I just linked to you, Cornbread, in the chat. Akira Tozawa
Yep.
versus R-Truth 24/7 WWE Raw June 2020.
And it's not just him, it's the other dudes as well. They're dressed up as ninjas. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. That was fucking bad, dude.
And ultimately, dude, this all goes through Vince McMahon. It all goes through him.
Yeah, this is Monday Night Raw. This shit's happening.
This couldn't be more stereotypical than if they gave Akira Tozawa a suicide bomber gimmick. Or I should say a kamikaze suicide.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? It couldn't be more stereotypical than if they did that.
Yeah. Oh my.
Got my dude R-Truth acting like a moron, and this guy, R-Truth can spin in the air, literally. And they got him working as a comedy guy, man. Is this because he's black? I don't know.
You mean Japanese?
No, R-Truth, the guy, the other guy in there.
Oh, yeah. I see.
He can literally spin in the air. Talented athlete, rapper. Like, and you're using him as a comedy foil? I'm insulted, man.
They're using two badasses as comedy foils.
Yeah.
Badasses who are extremely talented athletes.
I mean, I love these wrestlers. I just hate to see them like this.
Yeah.
All because one guy has sophomore humor and stereotypes in his head of Asian people. Oh, no, Asuka, right?
Asuka?
Yeah. Remember they had her screaming like a crazy, stereotypical Japanese woman that you'd see in World War II?
I don't really know that one.
Oh, no, Asuka. Yeah, I showed her to you before, right? I showed her reading some manga at the airport.
How do you spell her name?
Asuka. From what I remember, you were crushing.
Oh, yeah. How could I?
Literally, I don't know what she's doing now. I haven't seen her in a while.
Kanako Urai. Yeah. Asuka was her ring name.
But her gimmick was just literally like, kicking ass. They did do that because she was a champion. But her gimmick was just yelling random Japanese at people. Like, what? Kukio status ka Tokyo. Stuff like that. Like, what the heck is happening here?
Like, did they actually script her saying just like literal random? What? Because I don't know. I can't speak.
I can't understand Japanese, but I don't know what she said.
I feel like that would be going too far, even for their standards.
I mean, it sounded like she was just like rambling on, like blah 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 blah. But
the thing is, they don't really put subtitles or anything. They just kind of like, yeah. They just. I feel like because their audience is mostly going to be, like. WWE does not really think highly of its fucking audience. Let's be real.
No, they don't.
Consumer.
No.
So
yeah, they insult their audience. Yeah.
On the one hand, it seems even too extreme for WWE to literally script her saying, "Hey, just say random shit," or say it in like broken random Japanese that doesn't mean anything. I have a little problem with that, but. It's so hard to tell because the WWE has this history of racist shit, of making its talent do racist shit.
And Vince McMahon has said the N-word on television.
I remember
on
that.
Pay-per-view before, yeah.
It was with fucking Booker T there.
No, John Cena. He goes up to John Cena and says, "What's up, N-word?" And then Booker T is off to the side looking like, what the?
Yeah.
Like, what? It was a Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken.
Like, Yeah, I remember. I know the clip what you're talking about. It's just fucking like I wouldn't put it past the WWE to make Asuka do something like that, but it seems like even too extreme. You know, I don't know. And the thing is, you shouldn't be in that state where I don't know if the WWE isn't doing intentional racism or not. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oof.
And that's so I mean, so you could tell my exasperation here.
Yeah.
But the WWE has just become so big that they don't care anymore. They don't give a damn about their audience. They don't give a damn. So here's one note that I made too in this section. The WWE will not allow any of their talents to become as big as like Hulk Hogan or Hulk Hogan of the 80s and Stone Cold Steve Austin of the 90s, because for the WWE, it's all about the WWE as an organization. They don't want one of their wrestlers to become too big.
Right.
To be bigger than the organizations. When these start, the WWE doesn't want this to happen because they are the Rockefellers of pro wrestling. They want to hold on to their monopoly. And like all monopolies, their product is subpar and has become dog shit. And this is just me extrapolating on that. I think they fear that if a person from the WWE becomes too big, like one of their talents, then it'll overshadow the WWE. Like how Stone Cold Steve Austin did, or like Hulk Hogan did. They don't want that. I don't think Vince wants that anymore.
Like, I mean, look at John Cena, for example, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
John Cena can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's an actor now. He doesn't have to do anything with WWE if he doesn't feel like it anymore.
Yeah. But I will say this, though, about John Cena. He's I don't want to call him a company man. I just want to say he's a loyal dude.
Well, yeah.
He'll bend over backwards for WWE if they ask him to. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I truly like John Cena. He's a hard worker. Mm-hmm. Seems to be a cool dude.
How many pro wrestlers do you know speak Mandarin as a second or third language?
Absolutely, yeah. And he and Batista too are two breakout stars too. But I would not compare them to the popularity of Hulk Hogan or Steve Austin.
Well, no. Like, they're in a weird way, they're like manufactured legends. Does that make sense?
Who?
Hulk Hogan and Steve Austin.
Manufactured? How do you mean?
I mean, they were... I feel like... Because I'm not diminishing or not trying to diminish their athleticism, right? Or their performance, their showmanship, any of that shit. I'm kind of more talking about like the role the WWE played in their public image as these larger than life wrestling superstars.
Okay.
Kind of like maybe Macho Man Randy Savage. You know, like, did he do something that was actually... Do any of these guys actually do something that was, like, so super fucking groundbreaking that wasn't scripted by WWE? You know, like, remember that match between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, right?
Yeah.
And Hulk Hogan fucking lifts his ass up?
Mm-hmm.
Which, that alone is impressive. Don't get me fucking wrong.
Well, yeah, they help from Andre, of course.
well, yeah. But my whole point is, like, that was scripted. That was planned out.
Yeah, I mean, the match was,
But that particular moment in the match was also planned.
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah. Or I don't know if they called it on the fly or not. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive that it was, if I remember right, because I remember some fucking documentary I listened to a long-ass time ago.
Well, that could be a myth as well, though, because sometimes the wrestlers go out there and they call their match in the ring. Like, they don't pre-plan it. But there's a lot more pre-planning in the modern wrestling than there is in the older versions.
But I'm pretty sure that moment in particular was pre-planned by... Mm-hmm. Well, then it was still the WWF before they changed names.
Okay.
But that particular legendary moment in history was scripted.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That body slam, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Hogan wasn't the first to do it, but yeah.
Yeah, whereas, though, Kurt Angle, on the other hand, fucking wrestling with a broken neck? Like, whose idea was that?
Well, Kurt Angle actually wrestled in the 1996 Olympics with a broken neck.
Yeah.
So he came to the WWE with a neck that was messed up already.
Right. And it's like that athleticism is even more fucking insane.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
you cannot compare Olympic wrestling with fucking pro wrestling.
No.
Because that shit ain't scripted. That's all pure competition. Olympic wrestling is like, and you got fucking gold medals for it too.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, though, like, would we ever say that Kurt Angle, in terms of like superstar fame, is on par with Steve Austin or definitely not Hulk Hogan?
I think it depends on not mainstream culture, obviously, but in terms of my eyes, I'd rather watch Kurt Angle wrestle. I'd rather watch Bret Hart wrestle than Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like, the only time I watch Steve Austin do any wrestling is usually when my friend shows it because it's funny and over the top and stupid. Like that one where Stone Cold, I think he's fighting Booker T, and they're in like a...
You mean in the grocery store?
Yes.
No, dude, what I remember from Stone Cold is, I disagree with you entirely. Stone Cold, he was a pretty good, he was an excellent, I'm trying to think of the word, wrestler, in terms of before he had that injury in, I believe, SummerSlam 97, where his neck got messed up from that Owen Hart power driver. Mm-hmm. He was out there wrestling like Ric Flair, man.
Oh, yeah.
He changed his style to more brawling after that. And what I loved about Stone Cold is the believability and realism that he had. There's Over the Edge, 1998, Stone Cold gets on top of Mick Foley's back and just starts punching. And I mean, first time I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. I felt like I was watching a real fight because the aggression that Stone Cold brought, the intensity, he fooled me into thinking that he was like really like fighting in there. I really appreciated that style of wrestling.
Okay.
It wasn't like Hulk Hogan, though, is a good pro wrestler. But yeah, it wasn't like that where it was like over the top and it was a lot of posing and it was a lot of hawking up, as they say, come back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I appreciate Hogan's talent as a professional wrestling performer, I guess you can say.
I guess. I just think that there is like... I feel like the whole pro wrestling industry, at least under the WWE label, is like your talent doesn't really determine your future.
Yeah, I agree with that currently. Yeah.
Like, you can be more talented, hypothetically, as you described, than any... There could be a wrestler more talented than Hulk Hogan, which I'm sure there are. No doubt, no question in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That will never achieve his level of stardom because the WWE has already put Hulk Hogan on this pedestal in the public eye, right? I mean, the whole him being a fucking racist, obviously.
Yeah, they don't associate with Hogan anymore.
No, didn't they quietly reintroduce him to the Hall of Fame though?
I think he would. I think he did a recent show last year, but he got booed. He was next to Titus O'Neil. Was that? I'm not sure if that was WrestleMania or not. But I don't think they're like, Let me see. Hulk Hogan and Titus O'Neil. Where was that? Were they the host of Wrestle? Yeah, they were the host of WrestleMania in 2021, and Hogan got booed. Yeah. But Titus O'Neil, of course, he's an awesome dude in and out of the ring. And he got cheered, but yeah, Hogan, nobody, I don't think any modern professional wrestling fan actually likes Hogan because of things that you're talking about.
He's a big fucking racist.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not the only one. Like, especially from that fucking generation too.
And I don't want to call him a racist. I mean, he made that comment, but I don't know if he's like a racist. But yeah, he made racially insensitive comments. Yeah, I'll say that.
I don't know. He drops the N-word in that conversation quite a bit. But yeah, it's just weird. I guess going back to what you were describing about how the WWE will not allow any more of its talent to kind of be their own, to be bigger than the WWE, as you described. Like,
yeah, and I think too that's a reaction to how popular Hogan and how popular Steve Austin got. I think that's a reaction to that, and I'm just speculating, but I think the WWE feels like if we let them get too big, they could hurt our brand, because it's all about brand, right? Mm-hmm. They could hurt our brand, just like say Hogan was in the '80s and made those comments. Well, would the WWF back then still be as popular back then? Maybe people would boycott the WWF because they support Hogan. So I think they don't want any of these wrestlers to get as popular because the brand. Because it's all about the WWE brand, the brand. Well, I'm the chief brand officer. It's our brand. That kind of business bullshit. That kind of stuff. Like, you got stars in that company. Like my boy, Finn Balor. I love this dude. This guy, in my opinion, has the potential to be mega superstardom, American culture superstar. And you had guys in the past like Zack Ryder. His name is Matt Cardona now, but he was known as Zack Ryder back then, who was getting popular via the internet. I believe YouTube channel. And WWE basically snuffed him out, took away his popularity, made him freaking mid-carder, didn't want to elevate him.
And why did they do that?
My guess is that they don't want anybody interfering with the WWE brand. We can't have anybody bigger than the WWE brand. And as a result of this, they rely on a lot of part-timers. And what I mean by part-timers, I don't mean that in a negative way. They rely on people like Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, John Cena, stars of the past.
Yeah, but they're also guys who don't only wrestle. They do movies and other shit. You know, like, but Batista, I don't think he does WWE anymore.
No, I think he had his last match a couple years ago at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. But that's what they rely on. They rely on these guys to make these one-time shots, or maybe for a couple months at a time, and then they're considered part-timers because they leave for like the majority of the year and they come back for like a couple months or maybe just one match. And I don't mean anything negative by that, especially by calling Brock Lesnar a part-timer, because Brock Lesnar will beat the heck out of mostly anybody in this planet.
Brock Lesnar is the most scary looking built dude.
Yeah.
The dude, and I'm not saying it as an insult to like intelligence or anything. He just looks like that dude has like 5 or 10% Neanderthal DNA. You know, just the way his face is built. Like I said, it's not a dig at his intelligence. It's like that man looks like physically inhuman in some of his shots. And
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, he looks like a monster, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just want to get his DNA just to see where is this coming from. This is clearly not human. This is like some primeval man shit. Like, whatever, like, Joe Rogan is trying to be, Brock Lesnar just genetically is.
Yeah. And what I like about Lesnar, too, is that he comes from a legitimate amateur wrestling background, which is awesome. He's a champ. I mean, he's a NAACP. There I go again. He's an NCAA champ.
NCAA champ. Oh, yeah.
Heavyweight. I mean, he's a champ.
This dude, he's done UFC before, too. He's done MMA and UFC.
But I think that's time to conclude. We'll elaborate more into this reason, I guess, next time, maybe?
Yeah, and
then we'll go into the greed of 2020 and 2021.
All right. So if you have one message about, this main segment that you want the audience to walk away with, what is the message?
Well, part of my conclusion, part of my message here is boycott the WWE. Don't give them ratings. Take it off your DVR. Send a message to this company, hey, you are only what your fans are. Send a message, man. My goal, I want the management to change. I want a management in there that will not mistreat the talent or make them look like idiots on national television. I want a management that puts morals over money. Like, hey, we don't want to do business with that country, We don't want to do that. Stuff like that. And I'll explain more too next time.
Hell yeah.